This is my everyday makeup routine. I know a couple of you guys in the comments requested to know how I made my skin look so luminous. I do find that the skincare is such an important part, so I'll link the everyday skincare video as well. Like, that is how I prep my skin. This is the makeup side of things, so I do go for quite a natural look, but I do use like 4 different concealers and like a whole bunch of products, but just to get a really natural glowy day look. So first of all, I'm going to apply a primer. I'm just using the E.L.F mineral primer because it's pretty cheap and, you know, it works fairly well. I haven't tried many others, so I don't have a comparison for it. And the main reason I use a primer is because I find that my concealers and my foundation on my chin don't last all day, so this is to try and help that, but it's definitely not a necessity. It's just what I do for longevity of wear. Next I'm going to be using the Skin79 Gold BB Cream, and this is a godsend. Out of all of the products I've tried using for a base that is for dry skin, this is the only one that like legit works. It doesn't highlight any of my flakes. And the one downfall is it's not the heaviest of coverage, but I usually wear quite a bit of concealer over the areas that need it anyway. But this just makes my skin look quite luminous. It's quite a light, natural looking base. It just kind of helps even out coloring, and then I build up coverage over where I need it with concealers on top of it. And it lasts all day without highlighting any dryness, which is amazing. Next I'm going to go in. This is a L'Oreal True Match Concealer in the lightest shade. I'm just going to go over basically all the little tiny scars I have on my chin from obsessively picking at any kind of imperfection. I'm getting better. I've managed to stop doing it as much now. And I'm going to use a wet EcoTools blending sponge just to dab up and down, not to like really rub it because I don't want to remove any of the coverage. I just want to kind of dab it until it blends in a bit better. And then I'm going to leave that to sit for now. That's the first layer. I am a concealer addict. Next I'm going to move on to my eyes. I like to really conceal under my eye area just to really brighten it and make me look more awake. This is legit the best under eye concealer I've ever used. This is Tarte's Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. And this stuff is just like, it's really good. So basically I'll kind of load it up on the darkest area, which you can see is just that one line coming down from my tear duct. Then I'll kind of drag it across the rest of my eyelid. I don't tend to like it to go too far down because I'm not going for that real contoured look. And then I'll use my finger just to pat it out anywhere it looks kind of streaky or that needs blending. Next I'm going to go back over again my chin because I need a third layer. I've got the BB cream and then the True Match liquid concealer. I'm going to go in with this cream concealer just to build up extra coverage where I need it. This is Deco's Camouflage Concealer. I mix the colour that suits my skin tone with a little bit of green because I have a little bit of an olive undertone, so mixing the green and the colour that's closest to my skin tone. And again, I'm just kind of tapping or dabbing it on so that I'm not like really trying to blend it out or smear it around because that will just remove the coverage. I'm just going to keep kind of tapping it on to build it up just over those darker areas that need it the most. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go on to a little bit of powder. If your skin is really dry, I would skip the powder. Mine's doing a lot better after doing this routine of a lot of occlusives and moisturizers and everything and gentleness, and so I find that my skin can even look a bit too shiny afterwards all of this, so I do like to put a little bit of powder on, especially because I'm in all of the lights for this video. I feel like I really need the powder just to not look crazy shiny in the lights, but you can definitely go without it as well. Now if I have the time for it, I do like to do just a really subtle contour. So I'm using Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, I don't even pronounce that either. I was into Anastasia Beverly Hills for a while, but I'm back onto this. I'm not sure why, this is my current love affair. I think finding this brush actually by Delium Tools makes the application of this so much easier. I used to find it would get a little bit muddy looking, but this brush and using a lighter touch just helps it to build up a bit more naturally, and I think I like the colour more on me than I do the Anastasia colours. So basically I will position this brush on my cheekbones and just kind of subtly contour a cheekbone, do a little bit of the forehead, and a little bit underneath the chin. And I think because it's a daytime look, I do want it to be quite natural. You don't want to see any evident lines, so that's why I'm going to go in with my really fluffy finishing brush. I'm just going to blend out everything so that it does look quite natural and, you know, not obviously contoured. And again, the direction is really important with this. You want to kind of blend it in the right direction so it doesn't end up looking muddy or cray. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my blush. This is the Nars Orgasm blush. I bought this because everyone online was like, oh, this blush is the best, and it is. It's legit a really good blush. Blush application and the positioning of it has always been something that's kind of been hard for me to find. I feel like just the main apple of the cheek, just that main meaty part is where you want to put it. Sometimes I go too high, sometimes I go too low, sometimes I go too close to my nose. For me, it's just a matter of continually practicing until I'm happy. Once that's blended out, I'm going to go in with a highlighter. I do skip the highlighter and contouring if I am in a rush, but this is like my ideal, if I have time, morning routine. So I'm going to go with Benefit's High Beam. I'm going to apply it on the tops of my cheekbones and blend it out with a setting brush. And I'll do one at a time because otherwise I find that the High Beam will start to set and then it's harder to blend out those lines. If I haven't concealed my nose, I will put it down my nose. If I have concealed, sometimes it removes the concealer, so I won't. And a little bit on the Cupid's bow on the lips. And again, if it's not blending out properly, I will just kind of go in with my fingers as well because you don't want those obvious lines of high beam. Now the base is done, I'm going to go into my brows next. So first of all, I will just brush them into shape so they're easier to fill in. Then I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hill Brow Wiz in Taupe. I've kind of been through a few different brow products, but I feel like this one is the easiest and quickest one in the morning and also looks quite natural. So first of all, I will draw the arch in underneath just to get a neat line, and then I'll start drawing the hairs in and filling in the front through to the arch, and then lastly the tail. And I really like the spoolie on the end of this brush. I find this actually just really blends out the color really nicely. I did manage to break it off yesterday, so I apologize for it looking just really, I don't even know what the word for that would be, but it's sticky taped on, and I apologize for that. I have got a new one now. You can even use your finger just to blend out the front of the brows a little bit if they are looking too cray or too blocky. And I'm going to go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Setting Gel. Again, this is like only necessary if you have crazy brows. For me, the main reason I want to use it is to try and get my brows at the front to stand up straight, because I do like to slant and I like the straight up front of the brows. Now I'm going to use more concealer because I am a concealer addict. This step I will also skip if I'm in a rush. I'm going to use a concealer that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, just to really carve out the bottom of the brow so that it looks really neat. It's just a really clean line, and then the brightness of the concealer or the lighter color of the concealer also acts as a brow highlight. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of eyeliner. I tend to not wear eyeshadows on my everyday routine just because it's the easiest thing for me to cut out to save time. I won't wear eyeliner every day either, but if I have time for it, I like to get a really thin line just into the root of the lashes because it does make your lashes look a lot fuller and just gives a little bit more definition to the eye area. I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara, but first of all I will curl my lashes. I tend to put my lash curler in my brow to warm it up to body temperature before curling it because I find that a little bit of heat really does help it. And curling is something I will do every day, even if I'm not wearing mascara. I just find that curled lashes just open up my eyes and just make it look so much better. So curling every day, all day, every day, I love it. And then this is my favorite mascara. It has been for about a year, maybe 2 years. It's Maybelline Falsies in Waterproof. I find that no other mascara will hold a curl after I've curled my lashes like this one will. And it also doesn't tend to clump too much. So it has this really nice separation and a curl that lasts all day. So this has made it my favorite for a while. Next, I'm trying to get better at wearing a little bit of color on my lips when I go out in the morning. So I do this most mornings, just grab like usually a lip butter because it's pretty easy, and apply the lip butter just to give a little bit more pinkness to my lips. I feel like it makes you look a bit more glowy and youthful. This is me with my hair done. I will also usually apply a setting spray, usually Urban Decay All Nighter, just again for the longevity of wear over my concealer and everything. But yeah, I find this look is pretty neutral and pretty pared down, but it just makes you look more awake and more polished. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this and you found it informative and helpful. If you want to be friends on Facebook or Instagram, I'll link the description box below along with the product list. I'll chat to you guys later. Alright, take care. Bye.